You have heard me talk about my set it and forget it YouTube funnel, but today I want to break down exactly how my $147 course generated $27,000 over the last year on autopilot. So let's talk about it here on episode number 14 of the Video Brand Infusion podcast. My name is Meredith Marsh. I'm here to help you infuse the best video marketing strategies into your business for consistent revenue without stressful quarterly launches or constantly selling. And if you're struggling with doing a lot in your business, creating a lot of content, trying to grow your channel without having much revenue to show for it, what I'm about to tell you is going to be a game changer. Because creating and selling your own digital product, course, or program is the only way to build an online business if you want to have control over what you do in your business day in and day out. So here's what I'm going to break down here in this episode. The actual results of my Set It and Forget It YouTube funnel, where I sell my 30 Days to a Thriving YouTube channel course. You know how much it made in the last year, but I'm going to do a full debrief. How many leads did I have? Where they came from? What the actual conversion rate is? Is it a good conversion rate or a bad? What my next move is, and how much I spent to generate that $27,000 so that you can get a peek behind the scenes and look at everything that I do and maybe apply it to your own business. Plus, I don't want you to miss out on getting my free YouTubeify Your Business by Design bonus, including my complete YouTube funnel clinic course. So this past week, I have been going through the Rise of the Digital CEO training put on by my business mentor, James Wedmore. I know I've mentioned him here on my channel and on the podcast because as an affiliate for his program, Business by Design, I have been hosting a BBD Insider Secrets group where I have taken what James teaches in the Rise of the Digital CEO and show exactly how and where in my business I've applied James' strategies and how they worked and how I've implemented it as a business, an online business who grows their audience with YouTube. So if you're not in there, you can watch my replays of those breakdowns. I'll put a link down in the description or the show notes for this. Just know there's only a few days, only 5 days or so after I publish this episode, that those recaps will be live. But if you use the link below after, then you'll just be on the wait list for the next time. So anyway, one of the rituals, I guess, inside of Business by Design is that whenever you do any kind of a launch or a promotion, you do a debrief, which means you collect all of the numbers, you jot down what worked, what didn't work, what you might want to tweak or change as you move forward. And so that's what I want to provide for you today is a debrief on my Set It and Forget It YouTube funnel that has been up for a little over a year at this point. So when I first launched what is now 30 Days to a Thriving YouTube channel, it's had a few evolutions since that first day back in, I think, 2019. But when I first launched it, I have my numbers pulled up over here. It made $1,518. It was essentially a paid workshop, and I launched it with the monetize before you make it method, which means I emailed my list and said, hey, I'm going to be making this workshop. I'm going to be putting this workshop on. Here's what we're going to cover. Here's when it is. If you want to join it now for $49 and get in as I create it live. So I sold it and then I created it. But how did it go from $1,500 to $27,000 over a year on autopilot? Well, once I ran that workshop, like I said, it's evolved a little bit over time, but I went on to call it Social Video Pro and then Social Video Pro 2.0. And then I did a few promotions to my email list, but to be honest, mostly the course just sat on my site doing nothing. But the last promotion that I did before I turned it into a funnel, it was $97 and I made $2,500. I had 24 sales from that. And when I say that the offer evolved over time, I'm talking about like the name, the deliverables, the promise of why you would want to join, the price, all of that stuff kind of changed and evolved over time. In day 2 of the Rise of the Digital CEO training, James broke down this whole like 7-step process for crafting an irresistible offer. And it would be nice if you could just craft an irresistible offer right out of the gate. But for me, it's a little bit of an evolutionary process as I learned the principles of BBD on the fly as I was, executing on what I was learning. So in 2022, I had this idea. I had told my mastermind friends, I just want to be able to make sales without doing webinars or running ads. Like, is that too hard? Is that too much to ask? And they all just looked at me like, yeah, we all want that. If you could figure that out, please let me know. So at the end of 2022, I had this idea to take one of the typical course launch concepts, like inside BBD, James has 11 launch execution guides, like step-by-step how to run a webinar that gets sales, how to do a 5-day challenge, how to do a 3-part live video series, for example. And I thought, I wonder if I could create a kind of like a live video series launch like James teaches it, but instead of doing it live, turn it into YouTube videos that generate sales like evergreen, ongoing, not just during the 1 week, launch window. So I played around with that. But if you know anything about my Set It and Forget It YouTube funnel, if you watch my AIT method, or if you're in the YouTube funnel clinic, it's not a 3-video funnel. And that's because I initially did create a 3-video funnel. I published 3 videos all at the same time on my channel. I had everything set up, the opt-in page, the sales page, the emails and everything all set up, published the videos, and it did okay. It generated 11 new customers from that, but they didn't continue coming in from that. So I got the sales mechanism and I got the YouTube strategy, but I was missing the, generate consistent sales from the funnel part of the funnel. So I was looking at my numbers. I was looking at my debrief for that. And I said, there's got to be something in here that we can tweak. And so instead of trying to apply James' launch strategies to a platform that was not really designed for those launch strategies, that would be YouTube, I looked at it and I said, how can I YouTubeify this? How can I make this successful with really good YouTube strategy that is also really good sales strategy? How can I combine those two things together? And thus the Set It and Forget It YouTube funnel was born. So on April 19th, 2023, I published my billboard video, as I like to call it, or I call it my lead getter video inside of the funnel clinic. And I set up everything, the opt-in page, the sales page, the email follow-up sequence, all of the automations and everything inside of ConvertKit. The email list and the automations are really kind of the glue that makes the funnel stick together. So from April 19th to May 31st, it's a little over a year. I think it's like 54 weeks instead of 52 weeks. It generated $27,361 without me touching it. All I did is what I do. I just make videos. And I've made just a few minor tweaks here and there, changing out an email subject line or switching out the software that I was using for the countdown. So in those 54 weeks, I had 9,236 views on my billboard video, my lead getter video. And of those views, 785 people opted in and became a lead. So they opted into my 3x4 method secret video. And of those 785, I had 132 sales. So in the Rise of the Digital CEO training on day one, James broke down this concept of TLC, traffic leads conversion. And for those of us on YouTube, there's a V in there. It's more like views, traffic leads conversion. So if you use YouTube as your primary platform for audience growth and getting traffic to your opt-in pages and your sales pages, then you do kind of need to have that extra little V in the TLC. Now, I didn't actually go into my analytics to check my traffic numbers, like the number of people that actually hit my opt-in page, because ConvertKit gives me the percentage, and it's currently the opt-in rate is 60%. So 60% of the people who land on the page to put in their email address in order to get my secret video, the 3x4 method secret video, 60% of the people who land on that page do actually put in their email address and hit the button to opt in, which is a great number. I'm really happy with that number. But there's one more metric in here that I just recently calculated while I was watching the Rise of the Digital CEO, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But let's go back to the views to conversion numbers, because what this tells me is that I made 132 sales for every 9,236 views, which is a 1.4% conversion. That means that for every 1,000 people that watch my lead getter video, I'm getting 14 sales of my course. So knowing this information is extremely valuable, because I'm not just pulling video ideas out of thin air for my channel. It might seem like that sometimes, and to be honest, sometimes I am just pulling ideas out of thin air. But there's a YouTube strategy at play with the ideation of how I come up with my video topic ideas. If you want your channel to grow, you have to use a strategy to do that, but you also need to use a strategy to figure out who is this video going to attract, and is it the ideal customer for my offer? Because I want the right people to find me. I want the people who are a perfect fit for my 30 Days to a Thriving YouTube Channel program to find me. And because I know the numbers, I know that it's beneficial to my business to create videos that attract the people that are attracted to my billboard video topic, because I know that out of every 1,000 views, 14 of those people are going to be like, oh, heck yeah, I want 30 Days to a Thriving YouTube channel. So without knowing that information, everything I would publish on YouTube would just kind of be a guess. It would be like, I hope I make sales from the videos that I create, right? Crossing your fingers is not one of the strategies at play here. And when you don't know the numbers, you're really just crossing your fingers and guessing. And yes, there's a time and place in your business and your channel where you don't have an offer, you're not building your list, you're like, I'm just trying to figure out how to get my videos made, Meredith. Yes, that's fine. Just make your videos, grow your audience. But if you have a digital product or a course or a program or even a one-on-one service that you sell, you don't want to waste your time creating videos that don't attract the ideal person to your channel and to those offers. And personally, I love this because that means I get to just make videos. That's fun for me. I get to make videos that are fun for me and help other people, and the people who need what I offer, who want to learn what I offer, are able to find those videos and get the step-by-step guide, right? So it's helpful for my ideal customers. It's generating revenue for my business so that I can pay myself, and I get to make I get to make free videos, right? So like everybody benefits. I love it. But there's one more number that James uses to determine how profitable an offer really is. And it helps to determine what to do next with your offer. And that number is the EPL, the earnings per lead. And this number, the EPL, is generally very critical if you are somebody who uses paid advertising for your course or program, because you need to know if you're paying less cost per lead than what you're getting on your earnings per lead, right? Those numbers need to be a certain way or you're spending more than you're making. But I haven't spent anything to generate the sales, the $27,000. There's no ad spend. It's completely organic. So when you hear people say, oh, I had a $100,000 launch, or, I'm making $30K a month in my business, we should all be asking, how much are you spending on ads? Because $100,000 in sales sounds sexy until you subtract the $90K that was spent on ads, right? So it's always a good question to ask yourself when you see these big numbers. So anyway, I did the calculation on the $27,361 and realized that my EPL is $34. But because I don't run ads, I haven't been running ads to this offer, I just really haven't been paying attention to the EPL. But as I was watching day 3 of the Rise of the Digital CEO training, James laid out these like the 4 phases of business, which I know the 4 phases. I already knew this, like niche alignment, offer alignment, launch alignment, and then maximum impact, which sounds like an action movie title, but it's not. It's the 4th phase of your online business. And just a reminder, I did a recap of all 3 of James' trainings from the Rise of the Digital CEO inside of my BBD Insiders group. So if you just want to watch that, if you want to watch my recap, there's a link down in the description so that you can join that BBD Insiders group. But again, it's only there for a few days. But basically, if you're just starting out, you don't have a digital product or a course or program or anything, you're not working with clients or customers currently, then you're in niche alignment. And then you figure that out, you move on to offer alignment, which, so Rise of the Digital CEO on day 2, James went through the 7 steps to creating an irresistible offer. And I worked through that with a new offer that I'm working on. But then once you have your offer figured out, you're then in launch alignment. So that's where you figure out what's the best way of promoting this. What's the best way of getting my offer out to my audience and actually generating sales with it? And once you have your sales mechanism, strategy, launch dialed in, I put launch in quote because my quote unquote launch is an evergreen funnel. So it's not, there's no like cart open day. So it's an evergreen funnel. But anyway, once you have that dialed in, then you move to maximum impact, which is where you scale it because you know that the audience you have, the people you're attracting, you're getting your ideal customers, you're generating those leads, you're building your list, and they're buying your stuff, right? Once you know that, you can scale it. And what I discovered in James' training for day number 3, he said, if your EPL is $20 or more, you move on to maximum impact. So I've been letting my 30 Days to a Thriving YouTube channel offer just sit in launch alignment, just like hanging out in a YouTube funnel, tweaking it, adjusting it, and I actually should be with $34 as my EPL. It wouldn't be very business savvy of me to let it sit and do what it's doing. I really should start a paid ads campaign. And I'll tell you, I've been very resistant to ads. Years ago, I ran ads to this or that or, the other thing, and I always end up either breaking even or losing money. But that's because I didn't know my numbers. Plus, I like making organic content. I am hesitant to take attention away from what I'm doing to put on figuring out what are the ads going to be and then managing that and tweaking those. But because I know my numbers and because I know I have a $34 EPL, I'm actually kind of excited about it because one thing about me is I love to experiment, and then knowing I'll be able to share it here and be able to compare here are the numbers from the organic funnel, no ad spend, and here are the numbers for a paid campaign, paid ads funnel, and see how it goes. So make sure you're following me here so that you get the updates on that, because at this point, I've said it out loud, I'm publishing this, I'm committing to it. It can't go wrong either way. You know what I mean? Like, I believe YouTube is the most powerful way to grow your audience online. So if I run ads to my offer and like I give it 100% of my focus and effort, and I try my hardest to make them work, and they don't, it just further makes the case for why YouTube is so powerful. If it does work, I'll be able to tell you, here's what works. Like, here's how you can do organic and paid and have them work in conjunction with each other. So for the first time ever in my entire online business, I feel excited about running ads to my offer. But since 30 Days to a Thriving YouTube channel is just one of my offers, and that's doing well, and I'll deal with the ads thing, my other focus for the rest of this year is my membership, which is getting a little bit of a brand refresh, a new name, and really a whole new offer associated with it that I've been brainstorming live in the Rise of the Digital CEO recaps in my BBD Insiders group, my BBD Insider Secrets group, I think is what I called it. And I'm looking forward to the next steps with the offer I've been crafting, following what James teaches inside BBD. And I'll be doing that alongside my BBD insiders who join BBD and claim my YouTubeify Your Business by Design bonus. Because as an affiliate for Business by Design, I'm putting together a bonus package for anyone who joins BBD using my affiliate link, so that we can meet in a group call every month and I can help you implement what you're learning in BBD, put your offers together, grow your audience on YouTube, and generate revenue with a YouTube funnel. And I think we're also going to do like an in-person meetup in December at BBD Live if it all works out. So if you're going to jump into Business by Design with James and you plan to grow your audience with YouTube, don't sleep on my YouTubeify Your Business by Design bonus, because BBD covers step-by-step how to create, sell, and scale, your digital product, your course, your program. But it doesn't cover audience growth, and it definitely doesn't cover YouTube. And that's where I come in. So if you're into that, hop onto my BBD priority list through the link down in the show notes or in the description of this video.